No, we kept the Gavin Escobar one was there. It was
It's his that we lost. We kept Earl and
Oh,
Justin
you're
Tucker.
right. You're right. You're right. Rookie year. Good times. Good times.
Quesos.
Quesos. Still tell people about that. All right, you boys ready? Record.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, what is up, and welcome to episode 397 of the Center Ring Esports Podcast. And this is going to be the best episode ever because we have day one of LCQ and CDL. So we'll get into that, as well as special guest Justin Montemayor of The Ticket. So we'll say hi to him in just a moment. But before we do that, let me tell you about the show's sponsor. It is actually Justin's mother. So she's a wonderful lady, super sweet. Not that bad on the eyes. So we appreciate her sponsoring this episode. Thanks, Miss Justin.
Hey, this is James Clayster Eubanks, and you're listening to The Center Ring.
Okay, so let's start.
What is up? Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Center Ring, aka TCR, aka your favorite esports podcast. And this is episode 397, coming to you live and or pre-recorded from an undisclosed location. The date, August 4th, 2022. The time is 9:12 p.m. Central Time. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter at the Center Ring. Our Discord's in the link, or the link of our Discord's in the description of said Twitter. And, leave a like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Whatever you want to do. Whatever the kids do nowadays. My name is Tim. I'll be your captain for this journey into esports. And alongside me, as always, is my best friend, my brown friend. It's Anuj. What's up?
What's up, brother? How are you?
It's going. It is going.
Bro, we had Shroud action today. It was a great day.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited he won, so we get to see it another. And, wait, did they win?
No,
Damn.
they did not. They did not win.
I was actually
They should've
driving
won.
home. I didn't see the last map. Spoilers. And we have a special guest on the show joining us today. We did this many episodes ago. It was, I don't even know what we called it. Esports noob? Esports layman?
Layman something. I forgot what it was.
It was something. And, well, damn it. We have like 4 episodes left. So we figured, why not do this again? And so I asked none other than my best friend, my other brown friend, but you wouldn't know it by looking at him. It's Justin Montemayor. Justin.
Yeah, not really that brown, but yeah.
You're really not. No.
Brown in name only. Mobino.
Yeah, well, Yeah, you can still get credit for it though.
Yeah, it's a good box to check when I'm trying to get a loan or a scholarship. I'm glad to see my mom finally decided to start advertising. I told her she's got a great bod.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
glad she decided to buy some ad space from you guys.
oh, it's onlyfans.com/Justin's
Yeah, there you
mama.
go.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on her podcast next.
I need
Boy.
to convince my wife to do OnlyFans.
Did
I've
you
seen the
see-
money that these people
I
are
saw
making. It's insane.
there was the article about what's the titty streamer? Asmarith?
Amaranth.
Yeah, Justin knows.
Amaranth.
Her OnlyFans, she makes like
She
over
made like 3 million last month or something.
That's what I'm
like
saying.
that.
She makes like multiple $1 million a month.
The highest earners are making like 25 million a month.
Like
it's
unreal.
like Black China and like
what's the
like it's like famous people that are on there.
that person who was like the 15-year-old that Mino was really into, Justin?
Bad Bobby.
Bad Bobby. She's like the number one earner.
You can be
And
15
out of context,
and
that
be
sounds
on-
awful.
Yeah, this was like 6 years ago. So
That was the
So
Catch
she
Me
was
Outside
9?
girl.
yeah. The Catch Me Outside
She's not
girl.
15 now.
No,
When
she's not
she turned
15 now.
18.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about.
It's the Catch Me Outside. How about that?
She's a top 10 earner.
Yeah, I
on
think
there.
she's number.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw number 1.
What's her name? What's her name? Bad Bobby.
Yeah, her real name is something else, but it's Her like rap name was Bad Bobby.
Yeah.
Something Danielle Bergoli, is that right? I don't know, man.
Bro,
I saw the list recently of top earners. I remember seeing her on, but they called her like "Catch Me Outside" girl or something.
Right. So now she's
she's
18 and
she's
people are
of age and allowed to be on there.
Right.
Right. I think Dane Cook already reached out to her. Rebound chick.
I just can't
That's
believe.
topical.
Is it?
Yeah. You didn't see Dane Cook married? Like, he's like married to a 23-year-old.
No, my Dane Cook. No, I actually just muted my Dane Cook notifications, so I guess I missed it.
No,
I've seen him in like live in person in the last 2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Where at?
I was never a fan really of Dane Cook. I always found his comedy like a little forced in my mind.
Yeah, I appreciate the subtle highbrow stuff, and that's Dane Cook. He was at Toyota Music Factory.
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay.
the guy who opened for him was the I think his name is Eric from Workaholics. Like the older black guy with the mustache. If you haven't seen it, you're not going to get the reference, but he opened for him.
It was good.
The older black guy from Workaholics.
Yeah, he has like glasses and a mustache.
His name's Eric?
I think it is. Do you know what I'm talking about and the name tripping you up?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Oh, yeah, his name is... I don't see Eric when I see him. I guess that's what was tripping me up.
What do you see?
Tim doesn't follow African-American artists in any way. He chooses not to acknowledge their existence, unfortunately. So.
I don't see color, actually.
We hit 397 episodes in. I've been trying.
I don't see color on your arms. So I understand.
I'm the... what are you talking about? I got some tan. I'm the minority today, so... Despite your profile picture being Andy Dick. You're a fan. You're a fan of the early 2000s celebrities, I see.
I don't remember why I put Andy Dick as my profile photo, but now that it's on your Twitch, it's trying to make me jog my memory. I don't remember why I put him, though. I used to have Loba from Apex Legends, but I don't have her anymore. I changed her.
You a big Apex guy?
Andy Dick. Big Loba guy. Why not?
Yeah.
You play her in the game, or you watch videos of her?
More videos.
A lot of film study. I do a lot of studying here.
Right.
All right. Well, cool. So for those who don't know, Justin, he works. First off, me and him go way back. College days. Old college 88.1 The One at UNT, where we went to school, University of North Texas. Me and him worked and I say volunteered. We didn't work. We didn't get paid. It was a volunteer at the college radio station. I started in jazz, the music department. He did sports and news, and then we eventually merged together. We hosted the station's only sports show, so automatically number one, called Beyond the Scoreboard. Anuj?
Was it good?
I want you to sit down when we tell you this, because it might blow your mind on how they really rolled out the red carpet for us. It was every Sunday for 30 minutes.
Damn, you're really putting that time.
And it wasn't even called Beyond the Scoreboard. It was called Beyond the Score.
Oh, Beyond the Score. I don't even know my own show's name. My bad. My bad.
I know you're an audio nut, so I'm just going to tell you this. You're picking up like your computer sound or something in the background.
Or something in the background.
Yeah, some noise. I just wanted to throw it out there because I know if I didn't say anything and you hear it later on, you'll be like, well, why didn't you say anything, dude? So,
I am or Tim?
No, Tim.
No, it's
okay.
Well, it's Justin's computer that's picking up. It's Justin's computer.
Oh, but I see it when your thing lights up, which is weird.
I don't know, because I hear it coming from Justin's. But
oh, okay. If it's Justin, I don't care. It's fine.
Yeah, no.
That's allowed. If it was you,
no. Because my office is still jankety as hell.
If you restarted your computer, you never know what could have happened.
Yeah, you never know.
One Windows update, everything resets. So
you never know. But yeah, so we did college radio together. We did sports radio. It was a 30-minute show every Sunday. And trust me when I say this, it is more difficult setting up a 30-minute show than it is a 3-hour show.
I mean, the prep time is longer than the show.
It really, it was ridiculous looking back on it that we ever even did it. But
we'd get there at 1, and it would be an hour drive because I lived
We both
hour away
lived
from
far
school.
away. Like, we put so much time into it for 30 minutes. Now, at the time,
Why
it was like,
couldn't they have given you even the full hour? Like 30 minutes so odd.
I mean, that's 30 minutes less jazz that day.
right. It was, look, if it was really up to our program director, we would have gotten 30 seconds. So he was a firm believer that sports radio was not real radio. So
We just had so many fans beating down his door. Like, at least give these guys 30 minutes.
please give them 30 minutes.
Right.
So we did that. We both interned at the Ticket together, and now you can find Justin hosting every Sunday for more than 30 minutes. 10 to 1? What? I listen every Sunday. What time does the show start?
Yeah, I know. It's 9 to noon. Thanks
9
for
to
the prep
noon.
work.
9 to noon. See, the issue is I was talking to our East Coast listeners. So it's 10 to 1 on the East Coast, 9 to noon here.
What is your show?
What's it called? Work in progress.
Work in
It's just
progress.
a sports show.
Sports
Like,
show.
it is a work in progress, or the show's title?
The show is called Work in Progress.
Do you get it? It's like a play on words. It's funny.
What is the range of topics that you cover?
Everything. I mean,
It's the
I don't
Ticket.
know,
So you get sports in there. You get culture
we
stuff.
focus on Dallas sports, but we talk about whatever we want, really.
No one listens,
All right.
so you can pretty much do everything. So
Do you travel to all the venues and all that for like the games and whatnot, or
Absolutely not.
is there some cool perks to this job?
I mean, there are. I don't utilize them that often, but they're there.
The honeys just
Right. Besides the ladies, yeah. I think I have up to 20 kids now. 16 women.
Antonio Cromartie over here.
Mm-hmm.
So Justin, you wanted to come on the
Yeah.
show. I remember you asked to come on probably like a year or so ago. Whenever we did the first one, you're like, "Yo, I'll be on. I'll talk some esports with you." And I said, "Okay." And now we're finally having you on. How, in your own words, how much are you into esports?
I mean, definitely more now than I was like 2 years ago, because the last time I really saw you or like hung out with you or worked with you, I remember giving you hell for watching it during work.
Right.
Which again was during work, but
Okay.
I didn't really
mind
understand
you,
the appeal of it. Now I do
Yeah,
a
we
lot
have
more. Like I follow the CDL more.
Six TVs at the Ticket Studio, all having sports on. I have esports on my computer, and everyone's just like,
you get shit,
and I'm
for it.
getting shit for watching it while I'm supposed to be producing, and it's like, okay, I get this.
How are you going to tell the kick around when to go to break if you were watching?
Right? How on
Cloud
earth?
9?
How on earth could they operate without me telling them when to go to break?
For your current esports knowledge, it's like primarily CDL.
Yeah, I mean, I know like names from other esports, and like I'll watch them like on Twitch or YouTube if I come across them, and it's more that I like them now and will watch them versus like I said, a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever. I was more like part of the people that kind of crapped on it, whereas now, like even last week, I was on with Tim, and I had to like defend esports for 10 minutes.
I appreciate that.
He was doing a lot of people just watch you play. Yeah, why? Well, why do you watch people play football?
Right. And
yeah,
and that's what I always told you, right? Back in the day, I was always at its surface level, there's no real difference as far as like, because you always hear people like, "Oh, Call of Duty, my kid plays that. Could he do it?" And you're like, "Well, this is like your pee-wee soccer player kid, and you think he can all of a sudden go play in the EPL." It's like, I guess potentially, but it's like you're also watching like the best of the best. Like your kid playing Call of Duty on the couch, Saturday night is a little different from what they're doing. So
yeah. So it was like that, and also defending like just streaming in general, because in a lot of cases, streamers you watch aren't necessarily better, but
no, yeah.
You're just watching a form of entertainment, right? Like you're watching a person putting on a show. Like if you're watching Dr. Disrespect or somebody, like you're just watching a character being played. You know what I mean?
I gotta ask, when you're watching streamers, in your mind, is that esports?
No, I mean esports are like, to me, like actual competitions and
Okay.
tournaments and stuff like that. And
Just finding the levels of where we're at, because I do know some people that are like casuals and they see a streamer, Nick Merckx playing Apex Legends,
No.
pro player, although he's in pro league now, so maybe a bad example, but you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah, no, I wouldn't consider him or like Tim the Tat Man like esports guys. No,
yeah, that probably makes Tim happy to hear that. So
like you saying like today was a Shroud day in like Valorant or whatever. Like I know what that means. Or CS:GO, wherever he played. I would not last year know what that meant at all. Today I do. Like I know who that is, and I know that he's playing something, and like that's very base level stuff. I understand for you guys, but I've come a long way. Damn it.
No, I'm
impressed.
I'm proud. I am proud of you because yeah, you're right. Like when I left the ticket, I was pretty much the only one there that even had a clue what esports was, and I tried pushing it, and obviously we see what happened there. But no, I think that's awesome that you can at least watch it and appreciate it. Now, do you watch games that you don't necessarily play?
Not necessarily. Like if I do watch, like I'll watch the CDL, but that's because I played those games and I know what they're doing. Like stuff like Valorant and CS:GO and stuff. Like I will watch them, but I don't like seek them out.
Yeah,
mainly because I don't really understand what's going on.
Yeah, if you're not playing those games, and it's
and
like
compared to traditional sports, that's like that's an issue in esports because it's very common where like in sports. I haven't played an organized football game since, freshman year of high school, but I still watch every single football game, right? And
yeah,
it's like, and that's just how it is. And it's like, you could never play a game of whatever, but you're watching sports still, right? They're easier to understand or whatever, right? You watch sports that you don't play anymore or that you've never played, and you can do that. Esports, I feel like the group that watches a game that they don't play or have never played is next to zero.
But the reason that analogy is tough is like you still grew up on football, right? Even if you only played football up until 7th grade, when you played with your friends outside, like all of that time counts as playing football, right? But if you had never played football in your life, organized or with friends, and then I turned it on for you, you might not be nearly as interested as you are right now, right? I think that's the same that goes with esports is like, even if you played Counter-Strike 10 years ago and you have a basic understanding of the game and then you started watching it because you like esports in general, I think you would have a little bit more appreciation for Counter-Strike. But if you had never played it, it's like tough. Like MOBAs especially. If you never played MOBAs and then to go watch League of Legends or Dota, extremely difficult to like just pick up on what's going on naturally. Counter-Strike a little bit easier, right? Shoot somebody in the face, they die, yada yada yada. But the intricacies of the game is where it gets difficult. With like MOBAs, that's super challenging if you've never played them before. So like that's a little tough analogy because we at least grew up playing football. So even if we haven't played since freshman year, our baseline knowledge of the game is still through the roof.
Yeah, I can't watch MOBAs, and I'll tell you why. My friends think I'm an idiot for this, but I don't like games where they have little bitty people in them. And games like League of Legends and stuff, where it's a bunch of like little tiny people running around, I'm not into that.
Now, is that just because you can't? So I've always joked on the show, and I've been like, I'd say like 10% joke, 90% serious when I say this, is that if I was trying to ever, like even back in the day, like when I was trying to get you to watch esports, I would always suggest like Counter-Strike or Call of Duty or shit like that, because I knew if I showed a non-gamer or, well, a friend who's a gamer, but especially a non-gamer League of Legends, it's like, yeah, go watch this game with like a cat and a fox running around, and they're like, it would be too fantasy, too whatever. Now, is that why you don't like it, or you just don't like the perspective of figuring out what the hell's going on?
I don't like the perspective of figuring out what all the little people running around are doing.
It is,
and that's tough. A fair argument, because it is. Yeah. It's next to impossible if you've never played the game. If you haven't learned the game by playing it, I would almost say it's damn near impossible.
I've played these games, and it's difficult because we haven't played them enough. So even though we've played the games and know a lot of the characters, still tough to watch because it's like it's kind of ever changing with new characters and meta changes, and so no, it's a lot. And thankfully for you, being a Call of Duty fan, this is kind of the best time of year for Call of Duty fans. We got champs going on right now. And Tim, we had kind of a little bit of, I would say, pretty monstrous start to this event in terms of matchups for like first round matchups. Did you get a chance to see any of it today?
Very little. The timing doesn't work out well for the working folks, but we watched, well, before we went live, we watched the Optic match and stuff. So I felt like I caught the one that I needed to, but
I missed, and I'm sad I missed this one, but I did miss the LA Thieves Boston Breach game, which went the full distance, and I think Map 5 went to game 11, which is, always exciting, but we did get a little taste of that in the Optic Toronto game. But I mean, I felt like the first round matchups, even now as we speak, Atlanta is playing subliners, which to me is still although Atlanta should be the heavy favorite, it's still another really quality matchup going into day one of the event.
yeah, I feel like Subliners is a bit of a wild card going into it, just because they had an uptick towards the end of the season, or at least hype wise, right, from everyone. I'd be shocked though to see Atlanta, and I heard Simp was saying that, like, oh, they're really going into champs with a chip on their shoulder. Like, what chip on your shoulder? Like, you've literally,
like Alabama when they'll say no one believed in us and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. It's like, you guys were the favorite in literally every event you went to this year. Now, you didn't win any of them, but you were literally the favorite and got, like, what, 4th place once and 2nd place in every other?
I do think Optic, though, is like also sort of being associated with like choking in a way too. Although they've been a dominant team for like a large stretch of Call of Duty, like really the last 5 years have been one failure after another, right? Until now, the merger between Empire, and that has slightly changed the perception of the team. But the last handful of years, as an Optic fan, have probably been pretty tough. Your team hasn't done well in champs. Scump has kind of showed up, but there's always been some excuse, right? Like that Envoy didn't play well in this event, or how hard is formal. Like it's always been kind of something with them. So I think inside they kind of expect to lose in a way in some of these big moments, and today was a really tough matchup for them. Toronto Ultra is a proven team, a team that made it to the finals last year. A team this year that's just been competitive with Bans, Cammy, like a number of players that are just very good. I thought this was going to be a true toss-up match, even though I feel like Optic was probably favored in it. There was no doubt that Toronto had a chance, and Toronto's the one that I believe knocked Dallas Empire out last year, if I'm not mistaken. So there was a lot kind of riding on this game, a little bit of a rivalry matchup here between these two teams, and Optic was able to prevail in same thing. I mean, went the full distance, went 5 games, went to round 11 on S&D, and they found a way to pull through. But it was I would say a little bit of a messy game. Optic had a chance to probably close them out a little bit earlier. In that matchup, especially going up 2-0 and letting them kind of slip back. If I was an Optic fan, I would have been sweating bullets at that moment in time. When they caught up 2-2, I thought it was like kind of a wrap at that point, because we've seen these failures over and over again with them.
Was it last year whenever they had that like 4-stack loss to Rocker or whatever, when they were all lined up? And that one, I think he was from Rocker. Like they were all stacked in a line, and he squad wiped them all 4.
I think that was...
Oh, no. That was 2 years ago.
When they were Huntsmen, right?
And that was Accuracy that did that play, actually. And I know exactly what play you're talking about. They were Huntsmen at the time when that happened. But yeah, I mean, but those are the types of failures. I mean, that's a perfect example, though. Those are the types of failures that we've seen among Optic over the past 4 or 5 years. Like it's always been something has just happened to kind of knock them out of contention, put them in top 4, top 6, whatever. But they haven't been able to prevail. Scump only has 1 ring to his name for as long as he's been playing, and as much of a, like he has the heart and soul of the Call of Duty community, no doubt, 100% respect to him, but he still only got that 1 champs win. So I think him getting another one would kind of help solidify his career a little bit more, considering you have young players like Simp and Abizi, who already have 2 or on the verge of potentially getting 3. They could have had 3 the year they lost to Dallas Empire in the finals in 2020. So, I think this is a little bit of hopefully a full arc for Scump, and they're able to get another one. But the expectation shouldn't necessarily be winning with Optic because they just haven't done that enough over the past 7-8 years. Actually, it's like only happened one time. So it's been a while for those guys, and it's not going to get any easier. They got LA Thieves going into the next round, who just are coming off the last major victory, stage 4 major victory here. So it's not getting any easier going into the semifinals here for them.
Are they still considered like the face of the CDL? Because that's who I
Yeah.
noticed immediately. And
So my
Like-
take on that is yes, and that's only because Hex is a marketing genius and nothing but that, right? It's like very much of like the Cowboys in the NFL, right? The Cowboys are going to be prime time every time, regardless of if they're good or not, and Optic is going to fall under that same umbrella. Now, Optic has been a little better than the Cowboys, obviously, because Empire was season 1 champs. They were very relevant last year, even.
That does
Yeah.
not count as Optic.
I was
I
going
know.
to say that would be if the
Ending,
Cowboys
okay?
merged with the Patriots.
Dude, that whole did you follow that, Justin? The Empire Optic merger?
Yeah. Mhm.
Completely. Could you imagine that happening in normal sports?
It's amazing.
Like
the Red Sox and Yankees are now just.
Because I love following it, like following Crim 6, like on Twitter during all that stuff. Like,
yeah.
It was fun.
And Clay. Yeah.
You had rival
friend.
orgs, one buy out the other, and then the one who bought them was the one who lost all their branding. Completely
Yeah.
ass backwards on how it should have happened. But
to answer your question, yes, Optic
they are still
not
very
even,
marketable.
There's not even a close second. I mean, Atlanta FaZe and LA Thieves would be your next 2 biggest brands in CDL, and I mean, but Optic's lore kind of grew a little bit when they were no longer in the league under the Optic brand, because for a while their Optic was by Immortals, so they weren't even owned by Hex, and so there was this huge hatred for Optic over a year and a half where they were just getting slammed by the community, primarily previous Optic fans, and then they came back. So it was kind of this full redemption circle that they came in, and now everyone's back in love with them, which, look, for being honest, totally love it. Like, it's great for CDL. The fan base is rabid out there. They have a lot of fun with it. So I Call of Duty desperately
Mhm.
needed this, and so to have them playing well, to have them continue to advance is really huge for the event, its overall health
Yeah.
in terms of numbers and stuff.
It's a double-edged sword a little bit too, because Justin, if you ever go to like a Call of Duty event and Optic is playing, obviously you're an Optic fan, right? That's what you said prior to the show. So you don't want to root for them to lose, but on the off chance that they do lose, you have seen nothing like the green wall just walking out of it.
Crumble.
Oh, bro, you will have it will be thousands of people it will be there. They'll all be Optic fans. They'll be going ape shit all game. It will be awesome. And then they'll lose. No one says a word. Everyone walks out. And then the event is dead for the remainder of the event. So,
and these are big events we're talking about. We've seen this happen.
And it's been addressed too, where it's kind of part of the issue where, if Optic isn't in the finals or any of those late matches, it's like the viewership takes a hit, the attendance, it looks like no one's there because they're there to see
I think
Optic.
they've gotten smart with that, though. They have started putting them as like some of the later games.
Yeah.
And they very rarely are like the opener, just in the
at
chance that they lose.
most esports event, people are there and you're there just to watch the esports and enjoy everything, and you're there to see all the teams,
Right.
and you might have your favorite, but you're there to watch all of it. In Call of Duty, it's not like that. Optic fans are there to see one team and one team only, and when they're out, they're out. And
Yeah,
it's
because I mean, the way I glommed onto them is probably the way that everyone hates, but like, I immediately liked Scump and I liked Formal. I liked these personalities, and like, if you're saying that like Optic and 100 Thieves and the Atlanta FaZe are like the 3 biggest brands, it's like part of that because those brands have like content creators that people know also, so like it's immediately a recognizable name. Whereas if you're like the Seattle Surge. You're like, I don't know who or what
Yeah, I
they
mean,
are.
100 Thieves was built off of the Optic Foundation, right? Nade Shot being the leader of
Yeah,
100 Thieves or the face of 100 Thieves. Well, his
Encourage, yeah.
popularity came
Mhm.
from Optic, and
And look, there's a reason too. Like you named those three, right? Thieves, Optic, and FaZe.
Mm-hmm.
Originally dating back from the Overwatch League days and franchising, and it was supposed to be like this for Call of Duty. Blizzard and Activision did not want you to, and they weren't allowing you to use same or similar branding to your actual esports brand, right? So that's why, like Dallas Empire were the Empire. They weren't Envy, right? Envy owned them, but you couldn't use your branding in it, right? They wanted it to be completely separate from your org.
Is that why they're the Huntsman?
That right.
Is that
Yeah.
separate? Yeah,
Well,
okay.
and technically Hex didn't own Optic at the time, so
Okay.
that's why LA though, you had Optic LA because Optic and FaZe, they're such big brands in the world of Call of
Yeah.
Duty. Like even Activision was like, shit. Like we cannot
which was dumb not to give Envy that same
Right.
treatment at the time.
Yeah,
too, honestly.
but same thing like with Thieves, right? There's such recognizable brands in the world of esports and Call of Duty. Like that's 90% of the reason on why you want them involved was for their branding, So
Yeah.
it's like if you don't
Right.
have Optic, it's like kind of defeats the purpose of them even being there.
I know this is all relatively new still, but isn't like even 100 Thieves like really recent? Like they were formed the last
Yeah,
2
like
years,
Yeah.
right?
last like four years or
Yeah.
so now.
In terms of
Okay.
esports, they're very new.
Yeah, but they're like they've broken through in a really fast way, and kind of just taken off. Now I would say they're a premier esports organization. Even if they're not winning championships, they have a League of Legends team. They had CDL team. We've seen them compete in Halo, which they're in now. Counter-Strike briefly. That was a real brief
Yeah.
stint that they
Yeah.
had there,
For a hot
but
minute.
I think their brand is one of the more recognizable one within esports. Outside of like your Fnatic, G2, Cloud9, um, Optic. Like I think LA Thieves are right there. I think LA Thieves will surpass Optic as a bigger brand overall in given time because Optic only really competes in that's kind of changed now, obviously with the merger.
Yeah.
But,
I used to
prior
watch
that, it was just Call of Duty.
I used to watch like so when I got into it, like it was like the Huntsman, and I would go look at like the Optics YouTube channel and watch like the videos they would make. And they would get like downvoted to hell, and all the comments would be like, "What is this crap? No one likes this version of Optic. Like, what is this?"
Not the real Optic.
Right, because it was basically like the LA Thieves roster, but they were using the Optic brand. Then you had Scump and Formal and Hex
Yeah.
and all those dudes under Huntsman, and
But
so
that's
it was
just
really weird.
like I'm not I was never a fan of Optic, which is, well documented on this show. But to me, I always thought that was kind of brain dead of Optic fans to be hating on them when Hex was the one who sold the org.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's
right.
just easier to
Hex,
hate on.
I know, but like Hex got his bag, and now he somehow twisted the Green Army to hate them, so then he got them back. It's just so ass backwards.
Regardless of what Hex does, he's never going to be hated by the community.
He'll never
He's
be in the
done-
wrong.
He's done too much for the Call of Duty community to kind of draw any hate his
Right.
way. Like the man made a bag.
But the TCR curse,
we all would have done the same thing in that situation.
And it does seem like he's been really like loyal to the people that he's built that brand with. You're right, or am I way off base there?
No, you're
Yeah.
100% right. Like a lot of the people that he's kept on board that are now in like producer, like bigger positions with them are a lot of the old dogs that he was running Optic with back in the day. So he has taken those guys along. Not everyone, right? Like somebody like Crim 6 would say otherwise. He was
Yeah.
pretty salty with the way his time ended, but that was player personnel move. But in terms of creators, yeah, the ones that he grew with are the ones that are now in like leadership positions with Envy Optic.
So where, like in general, does the CDL and Call of Duty, like the whole overall sport, fit like popularity wise within esports? Because like just kind of
Top
judging like
five.
what I've really because like so like watching people talk about like on Twitter, like what I've seen, like a lot of people think that like COD is like hanging on by a thread.
I mean, so
COD is unique because it's a yearly game, right?
Yeah.
So if a game is bad, then for that year the game will get shit on, right? It'll be talked about in a negative way. But come new release cycle, there's going to be a line of people waiting to play. Like it's just too big of a brand to not be able to like kind of hold its own. Is it number 1? No. 2? No. You have Counter-Strike, League of Legends. There's like an S tier, and then there's, when we tier out these games, Call of Duty falls into towards our A tier.
I think
Like
we
it's
put it
it
on the
is
B tier this time.
yeah, like but it's there. It's like right there.
Yeah.
There's not
It's like
many
a
esports that
high.
are
It's a high tier 2 esport is what I would call it. Depending on who's playing, you might be able to put it like a tier 1. For me,
Yeah.
the issue is just the drop off between your top orgs and their popularity, and then your bottom ones, and it's
So,
just the
if you have
growth is off.
Counter-Strike and League of Legends at the top of this chain, which we both do, what else is much bigger than Call of Duty?
Well, Valorant.
Do you think Valorant's like a lot bigger than Call of Duty though?
Yes. From an
In
esports
terms
perspective, yes, I think it.
I think
Just-
Valorant will be. I don't think we're gonna look at Shroud's numbers today and be like, "Wow, Call of Duty."
I mean,
is like
you
never
had
done that,
you
but-
had a round 1 to a last chance qualifier almost have 6 times as many viewers.
But if Shroud wasn't there, it would have been 50K.
Yeah, but it's still, I think Valorant, I think, yes, that much bigger than COD. You have Dota.
Yeah.
Dota, as far as like
one event is bigger
footprint,
than
but
COD.
still though, even just the footprint of it, I think has a bigger longevity than COD.
Yeah,
The issue is COD also has like the game Call of Duty kind of has like that bad Madden reputation from it being a yearly game where you just have haters of the game, right? So it's like even when a good one comes out, you have people that are just not going to like the game because it's Call of Duty, right? So the growth for COD, I think, is also hindered a little bit by that.
But the growth for COD is because it's hard to grow when you're the biggest game out there in terms of player base. Like, how are they going to grow necessarily? Like every year Call of Duty releases, whether it's
Right.
because of Warzone or whatever, their numbers say that they have the biggest player base in general. Multiplayer, different story.
Yeah.
I get that. But I think Call of Duty in itself, yes, I put Counter-Strike and League of Legends in a league of their own, but it's right there in the next tier. Like there's not, like, whether you want to argue for Dota or Valorant, I think will become much bigger once franchising and all that kicks in, but I don't see that many people really giving a shit about all the events that we see outside of the majors for Valorant. Like LCQ, this is such a rare thing because Shroud is in it, but if they weren't, we wouldn't even have brought it up on the show. So
Yeah.
it's like,
No, I know. I
I think they're all like right there, I guess is what I'm saying. Yes, you could argue.
yeah, I think you are much more confident in the growth of COD than I am then, because I
don't want to talk about the growth. I think COD
Or
is
even
like
the popularity
is what
of it.
It's like already big. It doesn't need to like.
well, are we talking COD or CDL, right? Because CDL is not that. I don't think.
No, but the base is the same, is what I'm saying. Like this is what COD has been. Like they're big for an esport. There's not many that you could put ahead of it. Like it's been around forever. It's like it's good. It's big. Like is it the best? No, but it's right there. It's not.
How big of
too
a draw
far.
is Scump? Like if he retires soon,
The biggest Scump could go.
take a hit.
Yeah, it'd be massive. Like Scump's draw is huge, but if Scump retired today and went into content creation, he would probably make 3 times more than he's making right now.
What happens to CDL?
I think at the end of the day, the players in CDL are the attraction. It's not necessarily even the game. Like Call of Duty is known for drama, overhype, it's shit talking. It's like a Gears of War on crack. Like it's its own breed of players. It's amazing for that lower teenage group of people that are console players, not PC players. Like it's got such a die-hard console following that it'll never be touched in that category. Like there's not even a number 2 console game that even is close to Call of Duty. So I think they're just in a league of their own in certain areas, which makes that unique. They dominate one space of gaming, and that's really hard to do. And so again, Modern Warfare 2 coming out in just a few months could be the next biggest release for 2023. Like it could easily be incredible. And if it sucks, which I think Vanguard does, it's
Vanguard's
still gonna,
terrible.
it's still going to be popular. Like CDL is still popular right now. It's not the most popular, but it's still like a popular esport on a shitty game. So it's like one good game. Warzone could be amazing. Come
Right.
again, for Warzone 2, and all of a sudden the hype circle generates back for Call of Duty.
What is shitty is Activision Blizzard's way of marketing CDL. Like the fact that you do have the number one game out there in console and stuff, and even like within the game, we've always mentioned it, and everyone says it.
Do they market it?
like the fact that you have Warzone is the biggest game out there, and when you're playing it, you don't see anything for like the pro teams. It's like you go open.
They almost want to distance the two.
Right.
It feels like, which is weird.
I mean, you have like weapon skins and like player skins you can wear. Like,
but just as far as like you open up Overwatch while the Overwatch League is going on, and they have like the schedule right there, and it's like where you can watch it and things like that. Where COD, it's just
you're also seeing it now. But like when season 1 of CDL was there were no weapon skins. There was no in-game schedule. That you didn't even know that there was a CDL during season 1 and 2 of Warzone because they didn't do anything for them except for the banners when Dallas Empire
I was about to say that on the stadium, right?
Yeah, they put the banners on the stadium. But outside of that, like it was a running joke on the show that it's like to them CDL doesn't it's just a side business. Warzone is where the money is at. CDL is to like keep people happy.
CDL is almost tradition at this point. Like they just have to have the esports side behind it. But I think, I don't know. With CDL too, if you look at like the most popular players like Clayster and all them, they've all been there since like the beginning. Like even like before, my best friend Clayster, Clay. It's just they've been around forever. So like when they go, they're really going to have to find a way to like market around these younger guys that are coming in, because the younger guys also just don't talk as much shit as these older ones. So
I wonder where the CDL would be had Warzone not taken off the way it did.
I think CDL ran into an issue when they went to CDL and completely changed the formatting from
instead of just
how they had
or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just like it feels different now. Like there used to be a feeling of anybody, even though you knew not anybody was going to win. It was like those open bracket style tournaments of teams grinding from the bottom 250 to make a run. Like all of that stuff was where the hype was generated with CDL. Now it feels much more business-like. I also don't think they figured out a good way for like the season to hold value. Everybody waits for the 4 majors and then champs, and the season just feels like, this year they made it to where only top 8 made it to champs. So that obviously was a big deal for those bottom contending teams, but there still wasn't like some massive incentive it feel to be like dominant during the regular season. So I don't know what they really need to do. I think the formatting is part of the issue. The other part of the issue is just like when the game's not well received and multiplayer is dead 3 months into your game, that's a bad look. Like people are not playing what they're watching. Like people are playing Warzone.
COD needs to just scrap the pre-Vietnam era versions of their game.
Please tell me
people
about it.
People don't want to play World War II games.
It's okay if that comes out in the cycle every 5 years, 6 years maybe. Like you release a older school game, but to go like 2 out of 3 years, or
it's
3
just
out of, 2 out of 4 years.
Down.
I don't want to be using an M1 Grand.
Right. I don't want to be using
like give me an M4. Yeah, like I'm so tired of that. I think the other problem for it was we also had the Battlefield games going old with their games at the same time Call of Duty was. So everybody was just like, I mean, at least I'm completely sick of it. So very much looking forward to the next game that's coming out. Might as well bring it up now because we won't have much time over the next couple of shows. But like, I really am looking forward to Modern Warfare 2. I think it has a chance to be a a really good game. From what we're hearing visually, it's very appealing, which has been an issue for me with Call of Duty over the past few years, being in this like dark, gloomy state of just hard to see anything. I'm hoping that's a little bit different, maybe going back to their roots a little bit more. But I am excited for the next
I'm
one. Like, I think
I'm actually excited that the fact, and it's weird, it has nothing to do with the actual game, but the fact that it's a 2-year cycle, right? Like we're not getting a new Call of Duty for 2 years. So I think a lot of what my bitching and moaning was about, like the marketing side. Well, and I understand from a business standpoint, right now with Call of Duty, after 6 months, you're on like the other side of the hill, right? Your
game's
game
on live support.
right.
Is there not a new one coming out this year?
Yeah, in, like,
you have a new one coming out in October, but
Yeah.
then that one will be out for 2 years. They said,
Okay,
so we're
okay.
not getting another one for 2 years after this upcoming Modern Warfare
is
2.
only good if this game is good, right? If it's another like a cycle game and it just doesn't feel fresh and innovative in any way, then
I mean, if it's like I thought the last Modern Warfare was great.
it actually wasn't bad. And I would say Tim and I probably played that Call of Duty more than any other Call of Duty in a long time. Like we really grinded out MP on
It's
that
not
game.
not just the multiplayer, not just the Warzone, but the multiplayer
Yeah.
itself.
No,
was fun
yeah,
to play.
yeah. The multiplayer was fun at the beginning. I agree. I did enjoy.
The issue, for at least for like Anuj and I, is we like to play the competitive side of things, and they take so long to release their ranked play.
They don't release it sometimes.
So by the time we have interest in the game, it's like I cannot die from another flaming shotgun shell. Like if I'm gonna blow my brains out. So we normally stop playing out of rage quitting.
I'm
Seems
really
like an
hoping-
overreaction.
No, it's
No,
not.
but in all seriousness, to have a competitive game and you don't have a competitive game mode for the first 6 months of a game, it's a pretty big issue. To like not have what we're watching the pros play as a mode in the game. It's coming
Yeah.
across as like 343 kind of standards of gaming. Like it's just we're not getting everything at launch, and that's a problem. And so hopefully this time around it's different. You always have that hope going into the next one. I guess that's the beauty of a next one always being around the corner. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the next iteration. I'm enjoying this champ so far. Like it's been, I think it's the players, man. Like I like watching Scump and these guys play and seeing what FaZe is gonna do. Like can they take it back and get back to the finals again? So at least there's good storylines, even if the game itself is in like an awkward state, I guess you could say right now.
Yep. Even though my best friend Clay is not playing, maybe next year.
Sadly.
Maybe next year.
I don't get Clay on. Let's see what he has to say about it.
Maybe I could. I'll text him. I'll text him right now.
sure.
Just small flex. Did you see his tweet of the contenders area though?
Yeah,
It's pretty bad. That's
it is
pretty
bad.
pretty bad. So,
We
which
just gotta come to the realization that they don't care about challengers in Overwatch League. They don't really care about contenders in Call it.
And
They're
I-
there because
and I
they
do
need to
think
have
that's an
something.
adjustment on the pro scene because back in the day when it was CWL, right?
Yeah.
World League, whatever it was. Like the challenger, like the rookie tier 2 was such a huge scene because it's what you had big, that's what orgs would pick teams
Well,
from
they
and
had
whatever.
a chance to like also do something
Right.
in those events.
So-
Sensor played.
What's that?
Yeah. It is where Sensor played.
Where Sensor played.
Right,
Sensor is
right.
still playing.
Though he was offered a spot, I saw, so I don't feel bad for him.
In the CDL?
Yeah,
He was offered a spot as a backup. He wanted to be a starter.
Oh, okay.
so, I think that's just what the pros need to adjust is like, well, you have the pro league, and then now you have contenders, so it's like or challengers, so it's
Like it's closer to an NBA/G League type
right.
situation.
They're not
now,
going to
which
put
is,
them on
like,
the main
kinda
stage.
Yeah, it's like
unfortunately, it's just
you're
not.
going to be playing in the high school gym, and we're going to be playing in MSG. Like it's just going to be different.
Yeah, I mean, minor league clubs play at horrible ballparks and they travel by bus.
Right, yeah, you're not like, oh, those minor leagues don't get private jets and they don't get the 80 seat
Right.
stadium. Like, okay, well, yeah, it's because they're minor league. These contenders, challengers, they're minor leagues. That's how you got to view it. They're not, they're not going to break the bank on them, but whatever. Well, are you What, are you on PC yet, Justin? Are you still rocking PlayStation, Xbox? What are we on?
I'm on my PC right now. I had a PC built, and I have a
Oh,
PlayStation
look at you.
5. No big deal.
Oh,
Yeah, I built it from scratch.
There you go.
no, he
Yeah.
didn't.
For that.
There's no
I,
way.
wa- I watched this video from this guy. I think he was on like Variety or something. Pretty sweet.
That's
I
I'm
got thermal paste everywhere.
surprised you even know that reference. That's pretty good. It's a pretty
Oh,
deep.
well, I watched like the video of the compilation of like everyone reacting to it.
Where it's just, and like that variety video though was like a 100% real too. Like that wasn't a troll video. Like that's
Oh, it's funny because I follow that dude on Twitter now, and like he can't post without 100 people saying, "Oh, where'd I put my thermal paste or my my anti-gravity recoil?" Or
Do you know
whatever
what video
talk-
he's talking about, Anuj?
No.
Oh my, you don't?
Wait, which one? Say it again.
It was like the variety how to build a PC video. It was like, this has been years ago now.
If I saw it, maybe. But it
Okay,
doesn't ring
I
a
gotta
bell.
show it after the show. I'll have to show it to you. It's just, it was.
It's the worst way to build a PC ever.
Think
And
of
it's
everything
just-
you're
it's
not
terrible.
supposed to do, and they were telling you to do it, and people honestly thought it was like a troll video at first, but they were 1000% serious.
Oh Lord.
And there's the video I watched. I don't know if the original video is still on there, but there's a great video on YouTube. It's like 20 minutes long of like a lot of like PC builders reacting to it and their compilation of like every wrong step he made. It's just great.
It's incredible, incredible.
Best part is if you probably Google how to build a computer, that's like the first video that comes up.
I'm
But
sure
yeah,
it
no,
is.
I did get one built. I guess last year I had one. It took me forever to get a graphics
Well,
card.
yeah,
'cause
just the
that's
shortage.
That's when like GPUs were tough. So I went to Micro Center like in the morning. Like there was a dude there. Like I guess Micro Center got some in that morning, and I got there late, and I met this dude in the parking lot and paid him like $250 over what he just paid for it. I bought it from him, and I got a 3060.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
That's what I got. I'm rocking a 3060. Not bad at all. You couldn't flex your like ticket muscles and be like, hey.
Like you
Well,
didn't show them the media pass or anything.
That's why I didn't pay 500 extra.
Well, cool, Justin. Well, hey, thanks for coming on. Always appreciated. We'll have to catch up. We'll have to have dinner.
Yeah. Can I be on episode 401?
Yeah, we'll put you down for 401.
We'll go ahead and book you,
You
for
can
that
come back for 401. We're probably gonna get suckered into pre-ordering the new Call of Duty, even though I don't want to, but I have no self-control. So
Oh yeah, we did play Warzone that one time.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And now the cool thing though, that was I think pre Discord being on like place. I don't know how we talked to each other. I think we were
Well, now
using
he- now he's
in-game
got a
chat.
It's probably in-game chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't have a PC when we played.
No. So the fact that we can use like normal Discord now and talk, it will be. Though I don't play Warzone, but we can play MP for sure.
But we will be playing Warzone when the new one comes out, or I will be, Justin. So I'll join you if you need a buddy.
But just know that I still will not use a mouse and keyboard. I use controller.
I mean,
That's fine.
I need the game to aim for me.
you
No,
need the
that's
help.
all
You
right.
need the hacks, the cheating.
Right.
If you're
I
on
don't-
my team, I don't care. That's a positive then. So
I don't get to use my whole arm. to
Do you
aim.
do you still play Warzone?
No, I haven't played. I hated Caldera. It's a terrible map. I hate the World War II element. It's all been a stinker. So I have like probably less than 20 hours since Caldera's came out.
what are you playing?
I played a few different games, pretty much all on like my PS5. I'm like a big fan of the show. I play the show a lot, but I bought like the Mafia Definitive Bundle, so I played all those games.
So
I like
nothing,
playing single player games. I'm going to play Stray. I just bought Stray.
nothing
That does look pretty
esports.
interesting.
I'm excited to watch Stray. I was going to watch people stream it, but I was like, no, I'd rather.
No, yeah, you gotta. That seems like one of those games where it's like I want to go in raw. You know, like just I don't want to know.
Just put your cat in your lap
Oh.
and get going.
No Jimmy hat.
Nope. All right, dude. Well, this was real. So
Cool.
yeah.
So are we ready to roll? Are we going to start recording? Or?
We're live.
'Cause we did. I don't know if you and I used to do that, but the guy did the show up before you at KNTU. We would do our whole show, like as a run through, and then like an hour later go do the show, and every other sentence was, remember like I said earlier, I think the Cowboys. It sounded terrible. I don't remember if you and I did that, but
No,
I know
definitely
me and John
not.
did.
In
Or
fact,
John
I
and
think you and I probably went in
Y'all could
with
have done that for your 30-minute show.
no.
That's exact. We did it for our 30-minute show, and
I think we did minimum prep as usual, but
we did the demo, and that was fun.
where you were a huge baseball
Right.
fan. Oh boy, good
Cool.
good times. All right, Justin. Well, hey, thanks for coming on. Thanks for talking Call of Duty. What's your Twitter at?
At Justin Monty.
At Justin Monty. Everyone go. You can listen to his morning show on the Ticket. Whether you're in DFW, you can go to theticket.com, listen to it online. All that fun stuff. It's the future. You can listen to shit online now. No excuse. We'll talk to you later, man.
No funeral.
Appreciate you, buddy.
All right, there you have it. There is Justin Montemayor. Good dude. Good dude. I'm happy to hear that he got into esports.
Yeah, no, it's always nice, and even if it's like at a beginner level, it's
I
just
was gonna say a little too late. Would have been nice to have it while I was working at the Ticket, so I had no person there in my corner. But beggars can't be choosers.
Well,
I'm just
now
glad I
you got another
converted.
gaming buddy, hopefully.
Yeah,
so.
I'm just glad I converted someone. Well, that's the thing, right? It's one thing to watch it. We just got to give them that competitive gaming itch, to where once you go competitive gaming, it's really hard to go back to the single player life.
Get him into silver Counter-Strike games and let him see what that's like.
Ooh, I'm glad you brought that up. Breaking news. Breaking news. Anuj and I played our placement matches since the Counter-Strike reset. I am happy to announce we left you guys last show as silver 4 scrubs. And we come to you as a phoenix out of the ashes, reborn, the second coming of Christ, as Gold Nova 3s.
It's amazing, isn't it? You know what?
Which
I'm
I
still
forgot, 'cause
slightly
I thought-
disappointed.
but
I'm like,
that's a
I know I
5
said I would be happy.
That's a 5 rank increase, because I forget
It
that
is.
there's Silver Elite, Silver
Yeah.
Elite Master, and then 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So-
yeah, no, we had a good jump. I still wish we were at AK, but that's
Right.
wishful thinking. And to rank up in these short games feels like it's 300.
I think that's what
plus
it. I think
matchups.
that's if we played at the caliber that we are for long matches, I think we would have gotten AKs. But because we only play short
But we
matches,
probably also would have been a higher rank than we were going into it, because it takes
yeah.
so long.
I think
to
we
rank
also would
up
have
the rank.
blown our brains out because we wouldn't have played nearly as much either. But
No.
because I mean, there's
The ones that would be bad.
and
would be real
look,
bad.
I get that there's short matches that we play, but there are times where we go and no joke, people, we'll win 9 in a row, and we don't rank up. And it's like, in
No.
what world is that possible? If I win 9 in a row, I should rank up.
I do wonder, did they change how the rank up system works, or did they just reset our ranks basically?
That's a good question. I don't know. I wish we knew. I wish there was a way to find that out, but
Launder said on stream, he's like, I still kind of wish they put an MMR number next to your name.
just
you knew
something. Give me something so I know where I'm at. But baby steps, I guess, will be just as long as the next update to the ranking system isn't in another 5 years like this one, right? Just don't take 5 years. But look, it is good to not be in silver.
It feels like we're kind of coming up on something here, though.
Yeah,
they're prepping this for something,
right? This was just the setup or something, because and also Anuj and I have been higher than Gold Nova 3, by the way. I think the highest I've ever been was DMG. You were almost global, right?
Yeah, we were Legendary, Eagle, and Supreme.
So we've been high. We've seen the top of the mountain. It's just we got D-ranked into Silver Oblivion, and then just whatever.
When you don't play for 2 years, we found out the D-ranking system hits you pretty hard. We came back as Silver 2.
Does not treat you well. Yeah, so getting to Silver 4 was a pretty big deal for us. Doing short matches nonetheless either. So I can go with Gold Nova 3. I can go.
And we won our first Gold Nova 3 game, so we're on our way.
And second.
Oh, did we win 2 of them? Yeah.
Yeah, we won our second because we got our buddy Kamar his rank, who
That's
also got higher than us, which doesn't make our buddy Kamar. Let me just peel back the curtain of our personal lives. We have a friend, Kamar, who Shot for shot is nasty. This guy, though, if he would just put in the effort to learn the game, he could go pro. Like, because his shot is there. He doesn't buy any utility. And when I say doesn't buy utility, it's not like, oh, he just buys utility and doesn't know how to throw smokes. He straight up just doesn't buy them. Like, he's like, no, I don't see the point in them. I'm like, okay.
His thought process is, I'm gonna die while throwing it anyway, so like, might as well just not have the temptation.
Yeah, it's a waste of money if I die with the flash grenade. So why should I even buy them? But
and he plays on a small mouse pad.
The tiniest mouse pad with like 7 sensitivity. Like, it's ridiculous. But nonetheless, hopefully everyone's CS rankings went into their favors. And I know some people on our Discord sounded like they did pretty good for themselves. So shout out to that. Shout out also to the LCQ, because we had day 1 of LCQ. Mainly going to be focusing on NA. Spoiler alert. But Anuj...
Mainly, are we going to talk about anything other than one game?
No, we're not. Because the only game we cared about for the LCQ was the one game everyone cared about. And that was Sentinels versus the Guard. The return of Shroudy Rowdy. Shroud back for the first time since his Cloud9 days in CS, playing on a competitive roster in a competitive setting with Sentinels. Look, from an entertainment value, it did not disappoint. You know, did they get the win? No. Went 2-1. I think that's pretty much what everyone was expecting. I don't know what, like, if your expectations were that they were going to run away with it, I think that you would have had your Shroud glasses on. Like, you would have been blinded by the hype, because I think the expectations were this was a thrown together roster to begin with, and then you take Shroud, who's been playing, you know, he's been a pug star for the last 3 years. Expectations were low going in, so I'm happy with the showing.
I'm more disappointed with how they use Shroud. Like, I knew they were going to use him in the controller position, so he wasn't going to be like as active as maybe one would hope.
Right.
But like, they used him as bait. Like, at least on did you watch Icebox by chance?
Which map was that? Was that the last map?
Yeah, map 3.
No, that was the one I had to miss.
Okay. So on Icebox, they would go B quite often, and they would put Shroud in the planting position, and they kept just putting up a sage wall and throwing him out there to, like, okay, just go try and get the plant down. And he probably died 5 or 6 rounds at least on T side, just trying to get the bomb down. And I'm like, like, you have this guy who clearly still has really good aim, who, when once activated, can be a difference maker. We haven't seen it in a long time, but like, that's what we remember him from.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like that they just used him in this passive bait role and was like, Shroud, be good with your mind, but we don't really need your fragging ability. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, maybe they weren't confident in him. Maybe they've seen more in practice and understand what his capabilities are, but they didn't really put him in position to be much of a factor. It was more like, hey, just kind of hold the fort down on the back end. And so that part was a little disappointing, considering like Zelsis, their other new addition,
Right.
like hardcore fragged out.
Which
in
recently
these
just
matches.
announced that he is going to be back with the team, by the way.
No, I mean, well, after
So-
today's showing, he's
Yeah. So Zelsis is going to be permanent for now on Sentinels.
well. This roster is like, it's just weird. It's weird seeing them because like I just feel like we don't know what's going to happen beyond like this next match, right? Like, is Shroud going to continue to play with them? When Sick coming back, but it was entertaining.
And he
It was
says he's on the, like, from what I've gathered, he says he wants to continue playing competitively, or, like, the possibility for him to continue is there. I'm on the fence of like, I'll believe it when I see it.
100%.
Because I think that's just what you say when you, like, what do you want him to say as he's about to go compete with these boys? Like, no, there's no fucking way I'm coming back. Like, no way. Like, no, of course he's going to say.
It's like, he could also have like that pre-match kind of high,
Yeah.
And now you kind of get pushed back into reality a little bit. And again, part of this could be like, maybe he doesn't like love the position that he's playing, so that can make you not like something as well. But you know, I just I'll see. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. I'm
Right.
not 100% sold on his full time return, but for this game, it was exciting. There was over 600,000 people watching.
Which I think
Shroud,
hit the over, right? We were saying 500,000.
we said over 500K. Shroud double dipped like a mofo. He had his girlfriend playing on his stream, like
Yep.
doing a live watch party. I think over 160, 70K watching his stream. Tarek had
Over
a,
100.
over 100 at one point. I mean, it was Tens' girlfriend. Like all of these people had oodles of numbers watching this. So the event obviously did really well. Now, if Sentinels get eliminated tomorrow, which is a possibility with them being in lower, this number is going to creep under 100K. Like this is the draw here, is seeing Shroud play, and it was exciting. Like it really was. It's just after that first map, you started to see like, okay, we're coming back down to earth a little bit.
Yeah, but
He's not gonna be-
how awesome was it that he got the opening kill? Map 1.
It was.
Like,
Opening kill, he had a really nasty 3K on map 1, I believe, as well. Like that was like a nice
Though-
clutch. Like he made some nice plays.
timeout. I don't want to say I don't like coming on here and telling people how to do their job, right? Especially if I, like observing is tough. I get it, right? Producing a live game is tough. I get it. But when you have Shroud making his return, why are you watching anyone else but Shroud at the beginning of a match? Like they were jumping
That first
around.
round should have just been his POV.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're jumping around, and I get it. You want to see it, but you put it on Shroud. Like, don't move the camera. People are only there for one reason only.
If you think 600 people, 600K are tuned in to just catch a Sentinels LCQ
Right.
game, like you're out of your damn mind. They're here for one reason
Yeah.
and one reason alone.
Could you imagine how they missed that opening kill?
I hate to even criticize this part of it, but like maybe shouldn't be comparing the two. But man, the casting difference between Counter-Strike and Valorant is ages different, which I always used to say, well, let's give Valorant time and time to understand the game because it just feels like a lot of hype shout casting kind of stuff. But like we're 2 years in, and I hate to even say this because I think it was Vansili on the desk today,
friend of the show.
but like I just wasn't like a big fan today. Like I felt like it was more, oh, what a play. This is an amazing game. Like, this is so great. Like, it wasn't really, it was just kind of hyping up what I had just seen versus like setting the stage for what was going on. And I was just sitting, I was honestly thinking that during the game. I was like, man, like this just, Counter-Strike
Feels
were
a bit
really just
different.
blessed at another level of like quality casting. And there was also a delay, like a little bit of an awkward delay between them casting and the matches. Like something would happen and then the reaction would be like 3 or 4 seconds later, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it was like, wait a minute, why aren't they hype right now? And then the hype reaction.
And
would
then all of a
come.
sudden they'd come in.
Yeah. But it was
Always
like, I don't
awkward.
know, like I enjoyed it watching. Overall, the experience was like still okay. Like that's just the vibes I get. Maybe it's because I'm playing Counter-Strike again, so I'm this negative Nancy. But like I'm watching the games and I'm catching myself being like, there's so much shit just going on right now. And again, it's just it feels so chaotic. And maybe that's the hard part that Shroud is talking about, like how it's harder than CS, quote unquote. It's just it's chaos.
I mean, that's why, right? You do have chaos. Baby Bay just had a sick triple kill right now against EG because that game is still going on in map 3 right now. EG up 11-8. Why is that game still going on? Was it a late start?
They didn't start the stuff till 5:00, and the Sentinels one didn't even start right at 5. So yeah, I mean,
Just late. That just seems super late.
It does. The 5:00 start, or I think it was a 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock start.
3 o'clock start. Yeah, a little bit of an odd time, like.
But then again, like I'm fine with that, but it's like even so 3 o'clock start, even that went, you'd think maybe 4 hours max, right? For 3 maps.
Yeah.
So that gets you to 7. It's 10. I mean, I guess just
No, it seems late. We're
E-
7 hours
yeah.
later, and we're still in.
yeah, like this again. Esports needs to figure this shit out. They need to figure this out.
Well, the good news is everybody was only tuning in for one particular game.
Thank
so
God they had the one game everyone
I don't
cares
think
about
they cared
ahead
when
of time.
EG Phase was really playing.
Yeah, no, thank God they did this. Cloud9 plays Shopify tomorrow, as well as who's 100 Thieves playing? NRG. So we'll see that right now. Sentinels, though, not eliminated, right? They did lose to the guard 2-1. They ended up winning map 1, right? Sentinels took the first map on Breeze, but they are playing in the losers bracket, the 6th, so on Saturday. So that might actually even, depending on who they're playing too, right? Like, I guess it's a possibility that they might be playing, I don't know how these brackets work out. Maybe whoever they're playing, though, it's going to be another bigger team possibly. So that might even break this current 600,000 record. On a Saturday, good chance that we see a bigger number than 600,000. So insane. I'm sure Riot's happy about it, but overall, we'll see. We'll see what the future lies for Shroud and Sentinels, and who with franchising and all
Just to
that.
enjoy it while it's here,
Right?
You know?
Yeah, like, and what's funny is I could even see Shroud continuing on a competitive level, but oddly enough, not with a franchise team. Like he might pick almost like a streamer team. Like, you know what? I liked being competitive, and I'll do the tournaments, but I don't want to do like franchise. Like.
But if you're not going to play in franchising, like, what are you going to do in Valorant? What tournaments are you going to play?
I mean, if you're
like,
Shroud, but again, though, if you're Shroud, that might work out perfect, right? Like, you only have to worry about a month or two tournament towards the end of the year, and then you can do your own streaming stuff.
Part of like the allure of being Shroud is that you're like a god at games.
Shroud is Tom Brady level right now. Like, he can kind of pick and choose whenever he wants to retire. Like, if he is playing, someone will want him to sign. So it's kind of like you see, when you're Shroud, you can do this. Like, it's just because even if he's terrible, right?
Say he doesn't play for like a Japanese team.
Well, then he's dead to me. But even if he plays on the live tour for for Valorant, even if he's terrible, someone's gonna sign him because he's Shroud. Like, look at the power of today. I wouldn't be surprised if Riot pays him under the table to stay at this point. Like, bro, we need you.
We could use this.
We need you. And we forgot to mention it, though, for CDL, you do have Atlanta, New York playing right now. Again, seems super late in the day for that to be still going on, but whatever. I'm a boomer, so what do I know?
At least they had 4 matches today, though.
Right. Yeah, there's 2.
It makes a little bit more sense.
2 matches.
Yeah.
Why is it taking 7 hours to complete 2 matches? Longer, right? 8 hours.
Yeah.
Full ass work day to do 2 matches. It's a bit much.
And as we say that, there is
about to go to strong chance this goes to overtime.
Technical timeout in Call of Duty. The match just canceled as it started.
Oh, we're also in an EG timeout for Valorant. Technical timeout for COD. Awesome. We never. I love esports in general, but COD in general, because their attention span is that of a gnat. Where it's like prior to champs, we were ready to like murder someone over that caster drama, and now it's like, we've all moved on.
Maven and Merker there, we're fine.
Right. Wolf says this in chat, bringing it back to LCQ. Trent from the Guard, who played insane today, is getting death threats online, apparently.
Well, he was at one point 17-0 against Shroud in head-to-head matchups. And that was in map 3 at one point.
Like, if you're the type of person who's going to be sending death threats to a guy just because they beat your team, listen, I'm a Lions fan. If I can get through life without making a death threat, I think so can you.
Yeah, that's like... I'm okay with them prosecuting these people at this point. Even if it's like a joking death threat.
Yeah, no, at this point, it's not creative. It's not funny.
Yeah, it's not funny. It's stupid. And
Like, if you're gonna, you can talk shit. That's all you want, right? Like, I talk shit to Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers got his leg hit off on the field, I wouldn't give a fuck. But I'm not hoping he dies, right?
Yeah.
If you want to say, Trent, I hope you severely get mangled, that's fine. Let's draw the line at death, though. How about that? Like, just let's not do death threats. Just manglement.
Let's grow up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, let's get a little more creative with these the shit talking here, folks. We play video games, for crying out loud. I think we can do a little bit better than your standard death threat. All right, so there you have it. Some LCQ, some champs talk. That was only day one. We are reminded in chat that it was also Rocket League World Champs started. So there's that if you're into it.
Speaking of Rocket League, Tim and I are going to play soccer golf this weekend, which is kind of like Rocket League. So we'll be kicking a ball into a
There's
hole.
a ball involved.
There's a ball.
There's a ball involved. So yes, I guess it is like, you know what, sidebar here. So we are going to go play soccer golf, which is exactly what it sounds like. It is golf with a soccer ball.
And your foot.
Do you know it's officially called foot golf?
Yeah.
That sounds way dumb.
It's like, we need to either pick we're American or we're European here, you know?
No, these colors don't run. You know that. It's soccer golf sounds way better than foot golf. Foot golf makes it seem like I'm kicking a golf ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's soccer golf. It's not foot golf.
But we are going to play this weekend. We'll report back on Monday. Let you guys know.
Actually, super excited for it. I won't lie.
I really am.
I went and bought a soccer ball today. I'm actually excited. It's been, I don't know, 16 years since I've legit kicked a soccer ball, so we'll see how it goes. I used to play select, but that was a different lifetime.
Cleaned off my indoor cleats.
Nice. You'll be seeing me in normal shoes, so if I lose, you know why. I already have built-in excuse. I'm just rocking normal shoes. But
most people wear tennis shoes.
Yeah, sure. I mean, what's the difference between that and an indoor soccer shoe, right?
A difference, but yeah, I mean, not
for our sake of it, right?
Yeah.
All right. So there's that. Let's get in to some e-news. SDY to remain with Na'Vi. Some die young. That's what it stands for, by the way. If you're ever in a Na'Vi trivia game night, SDY stands for Some Die Young. SDY to remain with Na'Vi through IM Rio Major. RH.
I was supposed to say EG.
Oh, EG. EG signs Hext and Nealon to finalize out their roster. I need a flowchart to follow EG.
So lost with EG CSGO. Like, I thought they signed 15 players, released a couple,
signed more.
So like, they have like 43 players on the bench at the moment. I'm trying to figure out what they're doing. But
Automatic is back, correct?
Yeah, Automatic is back on this roster with Breeze and Cirque. So not a lot of faith in this roster at the moment. Well, I don't think many people probably do, but you know, we'll see.
This seems like a roster where we just signed what was the best available. Like,
and even then, like the best available that we could afford.
We recognized some names. We asked them to play. That's what it looks like. But hey, you know, I'm excited. I'm an Automatic fan. So
the SDY move from Na'Vi, I do like that. I like that they're keeping him through the major and have just announced that. Take a little bit of pressure off him. Like, let him have a moment to kind of grow with the team, see how he does. There's not necessarily a better option available for him anyway. So, like, give the kid a vote of confidence and give him an opportunity to succeed. I think all too often we see the fifth man always just hanging on for dear life.
Right.
And that's not the way to help that person, you know,
gain credit to Na'Vi, because that's kind of how they were with Boomage. You know, like, they gave Boomage like a lot of faith and stuff and said, no, you are our fifth. And when he was new, there's a lot of things going on. So I mean, it only took him siding with Russia and a crazy girl. So
I like it. I like the move, and let's give him a minute, and that's enough time to kind of then see, you know, if this is the right fit or not.
In Valorant Guild bench Russ right before the EU LCQ. Like,
Days,
with time change, like within 12 hours of their LCQ. So I guess we know what their mindset is.
Probably a little bit of a tough pill to swallow if you're him.
Right. This is some stats from Stewie. Stewie has 305 wins this act alone, which is in the top 0.01% of players, consisting of 300 hours in the last 40 days.
Tell me he's not going pro.
Like, that's like him playing casually on stream? Like, what's going on
Like,
here?
That is a lot. I mean, think about how much time that is. That is actually insane.
No, that's just for fun. I'm just I'm doing content. I'm doing content. This is my content hours.
He was putting in this time while he was on a CSGO roster. So he hasn't been
Right.
off of the CSGO roster for 40 days.
So if there was any question on how much he cared about CS towards the end, there you go.
He was right. I mean, they didn't have any events coming up. So
Yeah, I mean, there was no reason for him to play CS, but
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
the point is, yeah, like,
he's going to Valorant. So you know what? That is a great move. Like,
I don't
really
knock him
is.
for it. Look, and from outside looking in, it seems like he's burnt bridges in CS at this point. Like, I don't know if it was just him.
He also, like, all of a sudden started taking a lot of hate from being a favorite to, like,
Right.
really not so much.
But again, I think that's because it's like, and I don't know how much of it's true, but it just seemed like anytime there was a roster move on the teams he was in, like, it would always be like a tweet here or something leaked there that, like, he was part of the cause. And so I think that just created him being the bad guy, right? Like, he was the problem.
Cloud9 should have just stuck together a little, like, replace Skadoodle if he wanted to retire, and, like, just run it back somehow instead of all these, like, I know he found great success on Liquid there and won the Intel Grand Slam, but it's just,
I think
always going to be like one of those what ifs in gaming.
I think
history,
in retrospect, man, looking at that Cloud9 major roster, it was one of those things. They got a taste for winning and thought, we can stay here. We just got to keep up with, like, they just made one too many moves. They got in their own heads, you know? Like, they were like, no, we need to make this roster move because now we're losing. It's like, guys, do you not remember?
and Tarek leaving was just the absolute
You weren't
downfall.
supposed to win the major anyways, so just work with what you got. Like, what could have been, like you said.
What could have been?
Oh, and FPS news. So we didn't talk about this on the show, but a couple weeks ago, there was a challenge set out by, do you know the YouTuber's name? Moist.
Yeah, it's on there.
Moist Critical.
Moist Critical.
I honestly have no idea who he is. I saw him because of this Halo challenge. So I'm sure there's someone yelling at us right now for being very unhip and having no idea who this guy is, but you know.
He's got 20K to give away, so he's doing all right.
Yeah, I'm sure he's popular. Whatever. So he set out this challenge, this bounty for Halo 2. If you can do a deathless lasso run, basically meaning all skulls enabled apart from
NV
one,
off
with
or
the
on
NV
or
skull off.
Yeah.
In under 7 hours, you can get. Or no, he didn't.
I think there was no. This guy did it in under 7 hours.
Okay, yeah, because the challenge was if you can beat it without dying, which has never been done before on Halo 2, mind you. So it's been a while. You would win $27,000 or $20,000. It all had to be streamed, uncut, unedited, obviously for obvious reasons. So this guy, Jervalin, did it already, like within weeks of this. Something that's never been.
He was like a speed runner for Halo in general,
right?
So,
I mean, obviously, like, and that's kind of how you have to do it, because for those people who don't know, like, if you have all the skulls enabled and you're on legendary. Which is what lasso means. It's legendary, all skulls on. For those who don't know the Halo world, it's damn near impossible. You're not killing everything. You are running past a lot of things. You're just trying to get to checkpoints.
He glitched a lot of it as well.
Yeah,
but
it
was in-game glitches that were allowed. He couldn't.
There were certain rules. So I don't want to be this guy, Nooch. Because this is a moment to celebrate. The guy's family ran into his room when he won it, and it was great. $20,000 richer, awesome. But if this was accomplished so fast, kind of takes away from the impressiveness a little bit. Obviously, maybe this was something that like it just proves to where maybe just no one wanted to do it. Like I don't like
was it that it had never, because all of a sudden now, granted, people start talking after the fact, but people are saying this has been done before. It's just very hard to do.
Yeah, like I'm starting to think like this wasn't as crazy as it was pitched. Like I'm like
you have
up.
to obviously know the game very well to be able to accomplish it.
Like I said, I don't want to take away from this guy's accomplishment, but like if all of a sudden, you know, like if all these people are all of a sudden doing it, well, maybe Moist Critical just got played a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if he's regretting his like, oh, okay. In Battle Royale news, former Overwatch League pros Birding and Effect, former Dallas Fuel, Birding, former London Spitfires, from what I know him from, but LA Guardians, but have started up their own Apex Legend team. Now, from an Overwatch fan, not like I watch Apex Legends, but this right here would be like my new favorite team. Like this has piqued my interest because these guys were nuts going into Overwatch. Birding, don't quote me on this, might have been Rookie of the Year. Might have been. He was a top player. I know that. Maybe MVP. He got some player award. And Effect obviously was legendary in his own right, though he was a rumor that he beat the shit out of his girlfriend. So, you know, but
that's always good.
maybe not the best guy. I want to make him my role model, but that doesn't take away from them that he was a legit Overwatch player. So that's, you know, two names that I didn't think I'd ever see again are making an Apex Legends team. And in other news, Blizzard has canceled their mobile WoW MMO, which I don't think it was a separate game, I think, right?
It was a spin-off of WoW.
Right. On MMO, mobile, canceled it, in development for over 3 years.
Rest in peace.
RIP. Never meant to be. And Anuj, I know this has your pants moving, as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie in theaters August 2023.
Was there a trailer that was released for this?
I think it was literally like the splash screen of the title.
Okay, that's what I thought, because when I saw you put that in there, I went to go look for it.
No, I think it was literally like they just announced it today.
Started getting nervous because I was like, I don't see a trailer. This is not hype at all. So that makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, no, I think it was literally like just boom, here's the title of the movie. It's gonna be
live action or a cartoon?
Based off the title, it looks cartoony, so I'm gonna assume
does, yeah,
cartoony. But you know what? That's fine. That's fine.
Just make a good movie.
If done right, that's fine.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be live action, because let's be real, I don't think anything can touch the old Teenage Mutant
Secret of
Ninja
the
Turtles.
Ooze, the first one, like no one's really
those live action movies stand the test of time. Like
they really do.
I don't think you're gonna beat them. So if you don't have to compete. So a little update here for you on the champs. Still in a tech pause.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. I just turned back and it's just not playing. Okay.
They just finished Hardpoint Map 4. FaZe took that, so we're tied 2-2 going into Map 5 S&D.
Awesome. And FaZe is up 14-13 in overtime right now. So there's that. So we'll talk the results of those matches and much more on
Monday will be Championship Monday. So.
Oh, yes. Yeah, because we do... Well, LCQ won't be done, I don't think. Because I think that's like a week.
In our mind, it will be.
Right, yeah. Well, we'll know if we need to care anymore. Unless Cloud9 makes it through, then I'll watch at least. But we'll talk about all that on Monday. We'll see what we have to talk about. Champs will at least be finished up, I believe. So always a lot to talk about. Thank you again for Justin coming on the show. I think it's always kind of fun having someone who's not necessarily an esports purist come on the show to talk esports. So always cool to kind of see people get into it. So thank you for Justin coming on the show. Tell him on Twitter or in Discord that you enjoyed it. Or not. I don't care. Follow us on Twitter at The Center Ring. Join the Discord. Leave a comment. Like the show. Do whatever you gotta do on the platforms you're listening to. We'll be back next Monday. Couple episodes more to go. Love it. Love your face. For Anuj, I'm Tim. We'll see ya. Bye. Okay, boys. Thank you everyone in chat for stopping by. Always fun. I forget the Hall of Fame game was going on tonight.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that, honestly.
Raiders won 27-11. Man, what a major upset. That's really going to change
Who did
the
they play?
course of the season. Jaguars.
Oh, yeah, game changer.
Game changer. This is going to change the way the NFL looks at the Raiders.
Trevor Lawrence probably played the whole game.
Let's see.
He probably didn't even play.
Oh, probably wasn't even dressed.
No. All right. I want to go check on the wife so I can come back and watch this game 5.
All right. Yeah, no, he definitely did not play. All right. I'm going to kill the stream so I can edit this and post it up. Everyone in chat, again, thank you for stopping by. Wolf, everyone else. Soren, thanks for stopping by.
God bless. We'll see y'all
Yo,
on Monday.
Legends Film, I just see that you subbed. Very much appreciated. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right. Yep. We'll be back Monday. Talk more esports. Love you. Bye.